guys, it's Erica and welcome back to my channel. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and click the bell so you'll be notified every time that I upload. So today I am back with another video. This time I'm giving you guys 8 study hacks that'll help you guys study smarter and not harder. So let's go ahead and get started. Hack number 1 is going to be voice messages. Don't sleep on a good voice message. Sometimes it's easier to learn something when you hear yourself say it over and over and over again. That's why a lot of people say things out loud, because it helps them to remember it a lot better. So a good hack to do is use the voice messages on your phone and just record yourself saying the information that you want to study, whether it's some periodic element that you want to study. It could be vocabulary words, it could be multiple choice and you want to go through all the answers, whatever it might be. Just record yourself saying it and just listen to it over and over again. Listen to it in your car, plug in the aux cord and just listen to it, and you'll be surprised how much more you remember when you hear yourself say it. So hack number 2 is to teach somebody else. This right here by far is my favorite hack. It's the one that's worked for me for such a long time before I even knew it was a thing. When I was younger, I used to quiz my other classmates, and when I was quizzing them, I was learning so much, and when it came time for them to quiz me, I knew so much more because I'd been quizzing them and just going through the answers. So as an adult, I do the exact same thing. When I was in ultrasound school, me and my aunt had went up to Alabama to the school, and every day we learned some different things, and every day I would come home to the hotel room and I would just tell her every single thing that I learned, and in turn me teaching her all these things made me ace all of my tests the next day. So I just learned that if you're teaching somebody else and you're giving them knowledge, in turn everything is sticking for you and you're able to remember so much more. So definitely try teaching somebody else. So hack number 3 is going to be flashcards. Now this isn't much of a hack because a lot of people have used flashcards like forever, but I love to use flashcards for diagrams and pictures of things. I think it's awesome. Like one side might have a hydrogen and another hydrogen and oxygen atom or molecule, and then you flip it over and it says water, like things like that. So I think it's awesome, especially for physics. I love to put an equation on one side and the name of the equation on the other. If you are into like ultrasound, x-ray, things like that, a lot of times you won't have to really figure the equation out, but you need to know what it looks like when you see it. So you might see an equation and then you have to answer on your test what the equation is. So on one side I would draw out the equation, on the other side I would put the name of the equation, and then there might be like a diagram, like I said, hydrogen molecule, oxygen molecule, and the other side it says water, and just things like that. I just think it's awesome for like pictures and diagrams. It's really awesome for that. Okay, so hack number 4 is to test yourself. This is something that my parents used to do for me when I was younger. So what they would do is they would take a test from my school and they would white out all the answers, and then they would copy it and make like 10 of them. And then I would just go through all of them and test myself. And we definitely did this when it came to like multiplication tables, and we just have it. When I was younger, my school had a timed multiplication like test, and whoever could finish as many as they could would get like candy or a prize or something. So what my parents would do is they would white out the test and then make copies of it, and then I would just race through as fast as I could, pretty much practicing so that I could beat the other students when I was in class. So that has really helped me when I was younger with math, and it helps me even right now. What I'll do is I'll take a module or something from one of my classes and I will white it out, make a copy of it. I usually don't print off a bunch, but I'll make a copy of it and just practice going through and answering those questions and just practice answering them. And it's pretty awesome. It works for a lot of different things. It works very good for diagrams. I did this a lot, my parents did this a lot for me, is when we had a diagram that I had to memorize. Say it was like might have been, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something, like maybe an atom or something. What is it called when you have like your nucleus, your ribosomes and all that stuff? A cell. Like it would be a cell, and I have to name the different parts of a cell, and we would write it all out, and then I would go through and like fill in the diagram by myself. And the more I did that, the more I was able to memorize the diagram, and when it came for test time, I was on it. I knew exactly where everything went. So make sure to try to test yourself. So hack number 5 is to create your own mnemonics. This right here was so helpful in x-ray school. We had this girl in our class who would just create the most outrageous things, like Sally died digging ditches. Like it would be something like off the wall, but it would help everybody. Like it was so crazy, like you would have to remember it. And like another one, I know every good boy deserves fudge, when you're learning about the piano keys and face, going through the black keys on the piano, and like we learn all different types of stuff. And like you just create your own mnemonics. It's pretty easy. Like usually it's a sequence of something that you have to remember, and you just kind of go through and just use every single letter of that sequence and create a new word for it. So one of them, I'm trying to think, King Henry died drinking chocolate milk or something like that is how you remember kilogram, oh, I can't even remember right now, nano, milli, mega, all the different little centimeters and stuff like that, centimilli, whatever, is you put King Henry died drinking chocolate milk, and when you write that down, you're able to write everything about it. So just work on creating your own mnemonics for things, and I guarantee you, you will remember so much more, and you'll be in your test just laughing because you've created such crazy mnemonics. Hack number 6 is to read it and watch it. This works best for English courses and history courses and things like that. Sometimes it can work for math as well, but basically what you do, I love to do it for history classes, what I would do is I would read the poem and then I would watch the poem. So what I used to do is, YouTube has a lot of different type of like educational content on there when you actually look for it. One of them, I think, was called A Doll's House, was a book or a passage that I had to read for English course. So I read it first and then I watched somebody like tell the story on YouTube, but kind of like acted out with like animation or whatever, and it really just enforced what I read and made me understand it so much more. Same thing with math problems. You might read it and explain to you like how to do a certain math problem, but when you watch somebody do it after you read it, it really enforces it. So I just want you guys to start doing that, to like read what it is first and then go online and see if you can find a video that will like enforce it for you, and it'll be so much better. Okay, so hack number 7 is to use different scents and gum. This one's pretty darn cool if you ask me. What you do is when you're studying for a certain subject, whatever it might be, and you take a smell of a certain scent, say it's vanilla or it's strawberry, whatever it might be. It could be like a lip gloss that you have. For guys, it could be a specific cologne or a certain type of gum that you're chewing. When you go to take that test and you smell that scent, what you were working on, your memory starts to come back to you because it associates what you learned with that scent. It's pretty awesome. It works, and you should definitely try it. And just like I said, read something, study everything, smell a little bit of vanilla while you're doing it, and then when you get to class, put a little vanilla on you and you'll be like, I remember like what I was doing last time I smelled that. And that's how it works. So my last hack, or pretty much tip for you guys, is to take breaks. Like, no one's learning when their brain is fried. Trust me, I've learned so much more by just laying down and like thinking about it and absorbing the information than I am trying to like hammer information into my head. Like, only so much can fit. You have to take a break. You have to absorb it. You have to relax. Don't stress yourself out, because being stressed out is gonna make you forget. If you're anything like me, when you're stressed out, you're trying to ram everything in your head, and then when you sit down and take the test, you're like, what? Because you're just so frazzled you can't calm down. So if you are one of those people, or even if you're not one of those people, practice taking breaks. What I like to do is what I do is I will say I'm at Panera or something like that. I always have something to watch. Lately I've loved Chicago PD, has been like my thing, and of course you guys know I love Grey's Anatomy and I love Chicago Med, and now I like The Good Doctor, and there's so many other ones that I like to watch. SVU all day, every day. So what I'll do is I'll do a few math problems or a lot of math problems, and I'll watch an episode of Law and Order. Or I'll read a passage and write this paper, and then I will watch Chicago PD, or do this and then I will watch Grey's Anatomy. And that just kind of gives my mind a break to kind of absorb the information and calm down and then get ready for some more, because if I try to do too much at once, then I don't want to do it anymore and I'm just done for the day. So I need to take a break and then go back at it, and that helps a lot. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you guys a lot of cool hacks that you guys can try on your next study session, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Like, rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. Bye!